Back with another episode of From Floor to Core. That's when I bring you through one exercise and we nail down form, technique, floor range of motion, tempo, all those things. And today we're doing bent over Smith machine rows. I like doing these more than doing barbell free weight because we have a little more control. We can get our body in a good position and keep the alignment and the line of pull consistent the entire time. Now, I will make a couple adjustments for those people who aren't lucky enough to have a really nice Smith machine like this at their gym. For those who have the one that's on an angle, go punch the manager. Don't punch the manager, I'm just joking. Yeah, you're basically gonna have to everything I'm gonna tell you right now and go through, you're gonna have to basically kind of like get underneath it. And I'll show what I mean by that. It's kind of difficult, but I was at a gym before that had that type of a slanted Smith machine. What a headache, whoever made that up. Definitely not a gym goer. When we're doing bent over row, understand that because a very consistent posture in a lot of other exercises. Number one, we're gonna have this posture like this, always. Like I said before, our chest is gonna be up like this, always core engaged. So if you look at the bent over row, it looks pretty much the same as a Romanian deadlift, right? From here. It almost looks the same as almost even the top of a deadlift, a little lower. Or a T-bar row, a bent over rear delt fly, a obviously easy bar or free bar row, dumbbell row. You're basically in this position. So getting this posture down is going to translate to a lot of other exercises. So getting this one, we're good. So how to get in this position is key because some mistakes that I see when we're doing bent over rows, regardless if it's free weight or in the Smith machine, is that we have the knees going forward and we have sometimes something like this. We get this, and this is not a good row, right? The reason why we want to be in a position like so, where our chest is still upright like this, and our body basically, our torso is parallel to the floor, is so we have the floor range of motion. The floor range of motion from our back is going to be when this bone comes back like this. Now I'm doing this because just so you can see what I mean, right? The lat pulls this arm like this. This part of your hand allows you to pull the actual weight, because if we don't have this here, then we can't necessarily do that. There's some people who are amputee who don't have this part of their hand or their arm, and they can still perform back movements. The tension has to stay here on a cable lever to be pulled down and challenge the lats. So that's what I'm kind of giving the visual of what the lats are trying to do. The lats' job is to take this arm here and pull it, right? You can see when I'm engaging my lats, right? If I do this and keep them on, my arms will hang there. If I let it go, they'll just drop, right? So our floor range of motion is from here all the way from here. If the higher we go, the less range we have. So it's important that we get all the way down. Also, what we want is to make sure that we get a floor range, because the more parallel we are, the more force we're gonna get, or the more we're gonna challenge the thick part of the back thickness muscles, which would be your traps, your rhomboids, right? Your mid traps, your lower trap, mid trap, rhomboids, rear delts. All the muscles that are basically helping pull your shoulder blades together like this. Give you an example, if I want to challenge that part of my back, I have to either be horizontal and pulling this to get the maximum amount of force to challenge it, or be in a hinge position like this, parallel to the floor, to do the same thing while the rest of the row comes all the way up. So again, it's important that we are parallel to the floor, because if we're not, there's less and less and less range for both the scaps and for the lats. how do we hinge back successfully? Well, here's one of my fun cues. I said it before, and it's always fun to say because, you know, deep down inside me, I'm a little kid still, and fart noise and poop jokes make me laugh. So here you go. Pretend you're in a gross ass bathroom, public bathroom, and not your own bathroom because you clean your own bathroom. Because if you're thinking about your own bathroom, you might be maybe a teenager or in college or just dirty. So wash your damn bathroom. But we're thinking about public bathroom. In the public bathroom, and some reason in the public bathroom, there's a Smith machine. I don't know, whatever. In my head, that's where it's at. No one wants to sit on a nasty toilet, especially when you can't make the nice nest with the toilet paper, right? You gotta kind of sit, you're kind of like bouncing back like this. You're like, oh, you're kind of sitting back. You don't want to sit in that toilet, but you have perfect balance. Everybody has done this before. And I guarantee you're like, man, I've been able to do this my entire life. I've been doing this since I was a kid. And you did this stuff and you balanced and you figured it out and you did your two and you left, right? We're basically doing the same thing. I want you to think about that if you want to, or just trying to reach your butt to the back of the room. You could take that one less gross analogy. Either way, I'm going to push my butt back while letting my shins stay in that same position. I don't want to push back while my knees go forward because that's not going to allow me to get deeper. Because if my knees stay like this and I try to bend forward and get parallel to the floor, then my knees are now in the way when I'm trying to pull, and I don't want that. Basically what I want to do is, guys, from floor to core, I want you to think, and I'm always going to make sure you're aware of everything that we're doing, being aware and mindful of our surrounding. Grip your toes into the floor. Your toes are there to help with balance and stability. That's why we have them little 10 digits on our feet. So when I start to hinge, I'm gonna push my butt to the back of the room. I'm gonna push it back and back while lowering my chest to the floor, hips going back, chest first. And then I'm gonna almost feel my hip and my waist, or the top of my thigh and my hips almost touching. And there you have it. Now, if you feel like you're losing balance, there's a couple things that happen. You're not putting your feet on the floor, your toes. If I roll my toes up like this while I go backwards, I'm gonna fall backwards. If I push my toes in the floor, I can literally do this as much as I can, and I'm completely balanced. This is the position we wanna be in. We should be able to be here this entire time to be able to do a row. From this, I need to stand up close to this bar. Now I wanna do this, I wanna be closer to the bar. Now remember when I was talking about the beginning of the video, those who have a slanted machine, you're gonna have to do this even more. Almost even exaggerated, right? You're almost like to sit right underneath as much as you can. Your shins are going to touch because when you sit back, this thing is going to be on an angle. It's almost like this way, which is so annoying. So make sure we're close to the bar. While we're here and we're in a position, we have our butt back, our chest is forward to the ground. That's gonna flatten our back out. Arms gonna hang. We're gonna grab the bar a little bit outside shoulder width. A couple things, reason why. The closer we go in, the more those elbows are gonna come back to the room. The further out we go, the more the elbows are gonna go this way, and then we're gonna hit more of the rear delt. So think of that nice sweet spot of a little bit of both. A little bit outside shoulder width. When I'm rowing, I'm thinking a few things. When I'm rowing, I'm thinking, number one, I'm pulling the bar, and two, I'm dragging the bar. Dragging and pulling is gonna put you in a position to get your lats engaged right away. And I'll show you what I mean by that. We're in a position, our feet around shoulder width apart, much like a conventional deadlift. We don't wanna be too far because if we're too far, that means I have to grab outside and it's gonna not be as optimal. So we wanna be a little bit outside hip width or shoulder width, hinging back in position, grabbing the bar. Now, pulling means, if you can see my lats right now, pulling is this. I'm pulling up. But when I pull up, for most people, when they're pulling, because again, when we're talking about activation, most people are depending on the weight and the exercise for their muscles to be active. Meaning, they're not activating their muscle and then pulling the weight. Even though you have all things set up properly and you're just kind of pulling, we might be missing the mark in terms of turning our lats on. So The pulling movement is actually the direction of this bar. It's pulling up. The drag will be you putting pressure, and I'll show what it looks like. I'm from here, from my hands, I'm doing this. So watch. Can you see that? This is me pushing the bar like this. That's me not doing it. That's me doing it. Dragging and then pulling is gonna keep my lats engaged the entire time. Because what I'm doing is, again, remember, the job of the lat is to take this arm and to pull it like this. From the start, by me dragging it, I'm already activating the muscle. I'm already starting shoulder extension, which is basically going from here to here. I'm doing that already. If I didn't have any weight, basically what I'm doing is, when I'm here, I'm doing this. I'm doing this action, and since this bar can't move, it's creating already activation onto my lats immediately. So I'm active, I'm pushing the bar, like I'm dragging the bar, and then I'm pulling the bar all the way down while I'm still dragging the bar. If I walk back with that same tension, I'll show you what's gonna happen to my hands. That's what I want you to do the entire time. Drag while pulling the bar, your lats will stay active. So let's do this right from start to finish. Right from the start, we're gonna walk up to our machine, shoulder width apart, a little bit outside hip width. We're going to reach our butt to the back of the room or try to hover over that gross public bathroom toilet. Posturing up, keeping your chest up while lowering yourself. Butt's gonna go back, and we're gonna go down until we can feel, almost like we're feeling the top of our thigh or hip flexor starting to meet the lower part of our waist, and we're touching. We're gonna be close to that bar from here, grabbing the bar a little bit outside of our shins. Chest is open. We're gonna drag and pull the entire time. Drag and pull. Now, all with the bottom, we wanna make sure that we get that full range of motion, letting the scaps open up. Drag and pull. Drag and pull. Drag and pull. And your landmark should be, when you're pulling, almost to right where my hip is the bottom of my waist. And when you're pulling, you might feel a natural sway for you to come in. This is completely natural, but we don't want this. And this happens a lot. I don't want knee flexion forward. Your shins are gonna stay basically straight down, and we're just gonna drag and pull. In a top range at the top here, my scaps are retracted. I'm still pulling back, and then releasing and still dragging, so I'm active at the bottom the entire time. All right, that is it for today's exercise tutorial with Smith machine bent over rows. Let me know if you guys give this a try in the comment section below. Let me know if you guys can feel it, use some of those cues. Let me know how it went for you in the comment section below. And guys, hope you'll enjoy the video, because if you did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. You know, become what tell like it is, transparent, vulnerable truth. For coaching, JONNI.com. If you want to know more about my coaching, guys, book yourself a 1-hour video consult with me. We talk about training, nutrition, supplementation, or mental health. And in the consult, I deduct $100 off any package that you pick. Also, guys, hit the description below for those discount codes and promo codes that will save your life or change your life for the better. Like my 3, 4, 5 day splits, my push-pull legs training ebook 2.0, my final diet, and much more. Also join my Discord group and my school community, where you get all the things I just said for free, but also weekly AMAs as well. And then, guys, make sure you guys add me on Instagram and TikTok. Send me your progress pics, your training pics, and your video clips, and I'll repost it for you, because you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron, progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.